In an era where teenagers broadcast every thought, prank, or life event to the world, one video crossed a line that no one imagined possible. When a teenage boy hit upload on his latest YouTube clip, he didn't just post a harmless vlog. He unleashed a confession to murder in front of millions. What followed was a disturbing blend of shock, disbelief, and a chilling realization of how far social media fame can twist young minds. This wasn't fiction. This wasn't a prank. This was a teenage killer bragging about taking a life, and millions watched before the law could even react. Today, we dive into one of the most disturbing true crime stories of 2025, the teen who bragged about murder in a viral video. The upload that broke the internet, it began on a quiet Sunday evening in March 2025. Subscribers of a rising YouTube creator known as Jax Vlogs got a notification for a new video titled, "I Did Something Bad." With over 300,000 subscribers, most assumed it was another edgy prank or clickbait confession. But within minutes of the video going live, viewers realized this wasn't a joke. Sitting in a dimly lit room, 17-year-old Jackson Jax Myers spoke directly to the camera, describing in unsettling detail how he had ended someone's life. He spoke with eerie calmness, recounting how he lured a classmate to an abandoned lot and fatally stabbed him, claiming it was for the experience, and that no one would believe it anyway. The video racked up 500,000 views in under an hour before YouTube took it down. But by then, it was too late. Copies spread like wildfire across social media platforms, triggering a global outrage and a frantic investigation. The victim, the person at the heart of this nightmare, was 16-year-old Aaron Delgado, quiet, kind-hearted student from the same high school as Jax, known for his love of gaming and his soft-spoken nature. Aaron wasn't the type to have enemies. That's what made the murder even more horrifying. Investigators later learned that Aaron was lured out under the pretense of filming a collaborative YouTube video. Jax had convinced him they were doing a scare prank for content. Instead, Aaron never made it back home. His body was discovered hours later in a wooded area, just miles from their suburban neighborhood. For Aaron's family, the brutal twist wasn't just the loss. It was knowing their son's death had been turned into content for clout by someone he trusted. Killer's motive: why would a teenager not only commit murder but broadcast it? As police interrogated Jax, the motives that emerged sent chills through even the most seasoned investigators. Jax admitted he'd been fascinated with infamous criminals and dreamed of going viral for something no one had done before. In his twisted mind, filming a confession and watching the world react was a shortcut to infamy. Prosecutors later revealed that Jax kept a journal where he detailed plans to commit a shocking act that would make him the most talked about teen on the internet. He studied past cases of internet fame, followed true crime podcasts religiously, and even analyzed past viral criminals. In his warped thinking, this wasn't just a crime, it was a career move. The internet's reaction as the video spread, the reactions were instantaneous and polarized. Millions expressed outrage, demanding justice and calling for harsher laws on social media content. Parents flooded online platforms, warning each other about the dangers of unchecked internet fame. But there was also a disturbing undercurrent. An audience fascinated by the killer's demeanor, sharing clips, and dissecting his every word like a twisted game. Some even created reaction videos, giving the original post more visibility. Psychologists warned that this wasn't just about one deranged teen. It reflected a culture obsessed with shock value and notoriety. YouTube and other platforms scrambled to remove reuploads, but the internet never forgets. The conversation quickly shifted from the crime itself to a larger societal fear. Have we created a generation desensitized to violence in the chase for views? The arrest, while the online world debated, local law enforcement moved swiftly. Within hours of the video surfacing, police tracked Jax to his family home, where they found him attempting to delete evidence from his devices. Ironically, his video confession proved to be the prosecution's strongest weapon. Not only did it detail the crime, but it also showed Jax holding the weapon used. A knife with distinct markings later recovered from his room. Digital forensics traced the metadata from the video, confirming the time and location of the recording. Jax offered no resistance. In fact, according to officers present, he seemed almost proud, smirking as they placed him in handcuffs, as though getting arrested was part of the storyline he had imagined. His calmness chilled everyone in the precinct. The courtroom was packed when the trial began in June 2025. Every seat taken, every word broadcast live on national news. Jax's defense team attempted an insanity plea, arguing that he suffered from severe narcissistic personality disorder and was detached from reality due to excessive online exposure. But prosecutors painted a different picture, a calculating, self-obsessed individual who knew exactly what he was doing. The video itself was played in court, leaving jurors visibly shaken. Witnesses included former classmates, teachers, and even content creators who once collaborated with Jax, all describing a teen obsessed with fame and dark fantasies. The defense tried to argue that social media had corrupted him. The prosecution countered with chilling evidence from Jax's own journals, where he described in detail how he'd fake mental illness if caught. After weeks of testimony, the jury found him guilty of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to life without parole, a harsh but clear message to those who see human lives as stepping stones to internet fame. A community and a nation left reeling in the wake of the trial. Jax's hometown became a symbol of the darker side of internet culture. Schools hosted seminars on online safety, local officials pushed for stricter monitoring of online content, and parents nationwide asked hard questions about the digital world their kids live in. YouTube issued a statement condemning the crime and pledging tighter AI-driven content moderation, but critics argued it was too little, too late. For Aaron's family, no verdict could erase their grief. They started a foundation in Aaron's name, dedicated to promoting kindness, mental health awareness, and responsible social media use among teens. And perhaps the saddest part of this tragedy is the echo it left behind. A reminder that fame chased for the wrong reasons can destroy more than just one life. It can ripple through families, communities, and an entire generation's conscience. The chilling legacy, even after the trial ended and Jax was locked away, the ripple effects of his video refused to die. Clips of his confession, though officially banned, kept resurfacing on dark web forums and underground sites, shared by those obsessed with the morbid spectacle. Some teenagers disturbingly started mimicking his speech patterns in parody videos, turning a cold-blooded confession into internet memes. Law enforcement agencies warned that this wasn't just disrespectful, it risked glamorizing real-life violence for shock value. What began as one teen's horrific act became a cautionary tale of how easily digital platforms can turn tragedy into twisted entertainment. The legacy of that viral video is a stark reminder: in the wrong hands, the internet doesn't just spread stories, it can spread sickness. The teen who bragged about murder in a viral video wasn't a monster from a horror film or a character in a dark thriller. He was a real teenager, shaped by a world where likes, shares, and followers became more valuable than human life. His story stands as a chilling warning to all of us about the price of fame, the dangers of desensitization, and the silent crisis brewing beneath the surface of the digital age. As this case fades from headlines, we have to ask ourselves, are we just spectators? Or are we complicit in the culture that gave rise to this nightmare? If this story shook you, you'll want to watch our next video. Who is Luigi Mangan? See Investigation Discovery Special. Because sometimes the scariest monsters aren't hiding in the shadows, they're streaming live.